Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here running a whole new train. We have taken a couple of the old Tier 2 cars and the way car and added to that. I have a stack of 10 of them now. Did turn around, obviously. Here's our cordwood train that we added to the layout. Went with a Mosca for that one. Just been running cordwood. We still have the Mason Bogey down here now, but it has no rolling stock attached to it. Picked up a Tweetsy or the 1024.5 for running the Tier 2 cars. Just needed something bigger to get bigger loads across the map was kind of the thinking there. Went with the straight stack and the small headlight, which is kind of the traditional green, I guess, with this one. It's kind of its starting color, whatever you want to call it. Just the one that I prefer, I guess. So there you go. Picked up the Tweetsy. And we will be heading this thing up. Where are we going? Up to the smelter. Out to the ironworks. It's going to be the plan for today. So we'll go ahead and throw some scoops in there. This is this thing's first run. Just am warming it up. Had one scoop of coal in it up until this point. So there we go. That. Have the lights. That's cool. You can definitely hear that now. So that's cool. There it is. Like that. Decent whistle on this one. Could be a little better, I guess. Alright. Everything is pressed now. Did we get everything pinned? Everything looks pinned. Good, good. Alright. Enough of that. It's got a decent whistle on it. Could be a little deeper, I guess, but that's not a bad whistle. Happy with this one. I like this Loco. Definitely one of my favorites in the game. Arguably my favorite in the game. I don't know. Function's probably the best overall. Though I haven't run it for a while, so we'll have to see. They're always adjusting things here and there. Not sure if this got any kind of adjustments with any of the recent updates. I have not run one for a while. So, you know, we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm sure the thing still runs great. This one's a little less power in it, but I probably do like this Loco a little better than the new one. This one just kind of, it looks a little better, I think. Maybe the detail in the modeling with this one is just a little better than the Lima. The Lima is a little on the plain side, if you ask me. But, you know, still a great Loco, just not my favorite. I think this one probably takes that. Not that I'm a huge fan of the green, but I like it on this Loco, so there's that too. And plenty of power in this thing. Maybe 40%, it's still taking the empties up. We're going to obviously step that up just because we don't need to be creeping. A little bit of rock and roll, I'm fine with that. Alright, there we go. First crazy hurdle out of the way. Probably pick up a little bit of speed when we're not on a curve. That's cool. Very great in here too, so it's going to pick up doesn't have to really yank this up here like full or anything, so not really that big a deal. This is going to be an empty load or an empty run for this train most of the time. Though I'm sure we'll be picking up the cook too. Currently we're pulling hoppers up here with the 260, and I'm sure that'll get stepped up. Now we're making a little more money. Obviously we're going to start growing the trains and grabbing bigger locomotives. So we will get the new lime out on this one too. Just wasn't the one I was going to start with, getting into the big locos. Pretty sure all of the locos from this point are going to be, you know, pretty good size. I don't anticipate picking up too many more of the little locos. We just don't need them. Probably take Montezuma off of logs, put the Mason Bogey over onto logs. Just kind of have to see how we sort it out. Did throw the caboose on the back of this one, just makes it easy to make sure you still have all the cars. Alright, let's get up the hill. That's 23 it's growing around this, so that's fine. Just that first turn probably seems to be a little on the slow side. The rest of it seems to be doing just fine. Probably grab a little more speed here yet even. mph uphill. So there you go. Just as fast as the Lima. Pulling the same speed. That's for sure. First running with 10 cars, all empty. Still fairly light for this locomotive, obviously. Not having any kind of problems pulling it, that's for sure. As we made it to the top of the hill. Probably slow this down a little bit. Not exactly sure the curve situation here for this one. Good enough. Yeah, I think anything that cook the mogul's gonna get tippy before this one. The 260 definitely is rocky. And let's see if we can slide this through the trees here. Wow, that's not a lot of room. We should probably take back a few more trees in there. It's kind of cool though. Looks like it won't fit, but it fits, so that's kind of neat. Shoot. Or switch for the drop off. That's alright. We can bring it around the loop. Gotta bring it around the loop one way or another anyway. Speaking of the cook, there it is. 260. Now we're starting to get locos everywhere along the runs. It's weird. We really don't even have that many locos, but it seems like we have them laying all over already. Alright, bring it through the loop. That one actually comes out pretty smooth. Like, I haven't really had any kind of problems at this dock at all. That might be one of my smoother attempts at that. Alright, rolling through. Nice and easy. Oh, we will have to turn around and move this out of the way. Groovy, groovy. Yeah, how did the trees come out with, now that this is all full? I haven't even looked. So that's gotta go. Yeah, as you can see, we did turn around before we start ripping everything out of here, right? Absolutely full over here. That's what we got the money for all this stuff. So, coal. We got a nice little mountain going on here. Totally full. Cordwood totally full. So this thing just primed and ready to start, you know, coughing up the goods. So that'll be nice. Turn around and get this stuff all shifted over now. Still haven't attached to the coal mine, so we won't be pulling the rails out of here just yet, but we will be taking beams out to the smelter just because that's a decent paying load. And as of buying this stuff, we are somehow completely broke. I didn't even notice until after we bought everything, because just went in, bought the cars, bought the Loco, then looked at the money. And we are completely broke now on the save file. So we definitely need to run some money loads and start buying some more rolling stock for some of the other runs. So... But with that one, I'm going to turn around and get these loaded up, and then I will be right back with you. 3. Alright, so here we are back at it. The train is all loaded up and ready to go. So, as you can see, 10 cars, all the iron ingots, iron beams, whatever you want to call them, raw iron. We're going to take that down to the... out to the ironworks now is going to be the goal. Alright, get that going. That going. Looks good. Probably don't need that all the way up. Never do. Good looking locomotive. It's chunky. It's nice. Alright, the home of the generator is totally unneeded. Let's head this thing on down the rail. Alright, no problem getting the load moving. Really don't anticipate too many problems. If it wasn't for having to bring it up to 3% empty, I probably could run this with a much smaller locomotive, to be honest. Probably didn't need this much oomph, but I don't want to mess around either because the beams and the rails and all that get heavy, so I don't, you know, we're running 10 cars, didn't want to run into any problems. No point. This way we can do the 10 cars everywhere. This eventually, I did think about putting the Class 70 on here because I figured that was plenty of Loco for this run, but I haven't run a Tweety for a while, and to be honest, I just wanted to. So, there you go. They're really sitting on that much brake. This is where the binary brakes just are such a, that just needs to be fixed. I hope that's one of the big priorities. I know they're talking about big updates coming in November. I hope that's, you know, one of the things that's in there, because honestly, binary brakes is kind of silly crazy, and it's gone on kind of for long enough at this point, like that should be a priority bug fix in the game. Let's just be real. It's a train game. You should be able to progressively push your brakes. Having binary brakes all on or all off is kind of like a, I don't know. It's almost all but game breaking in some cases, and should have been a priority to have been fixed by now, so hopefully we see that coming. I know that's one thing. I know they're talking about tons of new content and stuff like that, but it's like iron out some of the content that's already in the game would be kind of cool too, you know? And this one's gone. Now we've been through more than an update, more than a bug fix and everything else, and we still have binary brakes, which, you know, is kind of a problem in the game. At least how I see it. So hopefully that gets around to being fixed. I don't really care about the animation, whether it's locking up the wheels, not locking up the wheels. It really doesn't matter. But the actual functionality of binary brakes is kind of a pain. I know I'm not the only one that thinks that, but I am happy to say that I totally agree with that, and like that needs to be kind of a priority. Other than that, I haven't had a lot of functionality problems with the update, so things are moving smooth, but that's still a bug that just hasn't been fixed and kind of needs to be fixed. Let's be honest. And I don't know, whatever the reason why it hasn't been fixed, addressed, or anything else, but that's kind of a base mechanic that actually needs to be fixed. All brakes or no brakes on everything we have. In a game that we actually had progressively adjustable brakes forever, and somehow that went away, and it wasn't a the biggest priority to fix back. I don't know what that is, but hopefully that gets addressed soon. And I, for the most part, have figured out getting around it, but I can see where people absolutely do not like it. I don't blame them. It's, instead of being able to set a train and run it down a grade that you've run 100 times before, you actually have to sit and play it with brake on, brake off, brake on, brake off. It's just kind of goof. But as we go, fix as we go and get there. It's always been that way, we know. Obviously, the new rumors kicking around, new industries with the next update. Not sure if it's the tutorial or the wiki update that's technically next. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I know with some other things coming along, hopefully there's some stuff to be excited about in there. New industry should be pretty fun for most. We're just gonna have to see what mid-November brings. Mid-November-ish brings. Alright. See, like this, it would be cool if I could just turn around and set a couple % brake on the thing and actually have it do it. That'd be awesome. Instead, it's basically like having all the brakes on. Just kind of a pain. Didn't bother me for a while. Then the more like if you start running longer downhill grades, bigger trains, have crashes, stuff like that, then all of a sudden, the whole binary brake thing becomes a pain in the butt. So, obviously run into a few issues with that lately. So, would like to see that, addressed. Alright. Heading back to the depot and through. Came down the hill just fine. Again, that would be so much better with, the brakes the way they should be. That wouldn't have been bad at all. I'll just set it and let it cruise down the hill, no problem. Probably should have slowed down. Ripping through the station, but let's be fair, in my defense, there's no signs telling me I have to slow down, so we're not going to do that. We have an unrestricted railroad at this point. Obviously, still no signs or anything put in, so we'll get there. For now, we can just run breakneck speeds and do whatever we can do to get things done. No big deal. See if we can squeeze a little more speed out of this thing. 29 miles an hour. top speed down the rail. Make sure we keep everything with us. Uh-oh. This is never gonna... No. If I'd have flipped that, I'd have dumped it on its head. Yeah, we're gonna have to back this one up. Freight train going at top speed. That was a bummer. I do gotta put some kind of sign on that switch. There should be a junction coming or something there. That's for sure. Alright, we'll kick that this way. This train's definitely gonna have enough weight to it that we can just pop it and drive. So go ahead and do that. Should bring the yo-yo or the train right back to us. There we go. We'll go ahead and jump on board so we don't run into any incidents in the process. There we go. Back on the right rail. Moving where we're supposed to be moving. I don't know if it's just me or if the cold texture just looks funny lately. I don't know. Oh, back and look at that. Hadn't run coal locomotives a ton. Mason Bogey, I suppose, but you don't really see much of the coal with the Mason Bogey. Or the Ruby Basin, excuse me. I was running the Ruby Basin on the last save file quite a bit. We kind of got used to that, but you don't really see the coal so much in that then. Mason Bogey, I guess you do if you're looking out the back much. Ruby Basin operations wise, I still just think is one of the better locomotives. That's for sure. Tweetsy too. I'm a big fan of the big green ones. Which is funny because obviously not one of my, well, I can't say obviously, but green's generally not one of my colors. But I do like them on here. Oh, we're gonna have to grab. Oh, tell me it didn't come off it too early. There we go. That looks good. And we can go right along again. Have that, just put a bumper there. Obviously, that track's going to go straight in the future out of here. Didn't mess with it for now. Haven't really done anything crazy with groundwork in here yet or anything like that. Just have the, you know, simple. I'm sure this is going to get swapped out with a little bit of bridge for part of this arc. Just was not exactly sure what kind of look I'm looking for yet out here. We'll get to that. This is just kind of roughed in. Get attached to the industry and get something going. As we did build the industry out. Hopefully that helped a few people with the, you know, just some ideas really for the industries and for those who were asking about how I tend to lay track. I don't really have some crazy set method, you know. I've tried not to ever get too technical about doing it to take the fun out of it. I just kind of like to wing it. That's the fun of it for me. So hopefully that clears. That one's close. Oh, the tender didn't clear that little tree. Alright, well, that's fine. We certainly will solve that problem. Man, figures the Loco got by it. Oh, can we back this up? Oh, we're not gonna mess with it. It'll back itself up. That's a major disappointment, though. So the Loco got by it, but the Tinder was too wide and smacked it, it looked like. I don't know. It figures. I mean, it should have hit it. That was too close. I don't know how that one made it through getting eliminated in the first place. So there we go. It's always a thing re-railing the Tinders. You always get a scoop of coal or a log. I do anyway. Alright, drop the other direction. There we go. Thank you very much. Let's throw that there so we don't waste it. Bring that out. Probably don't need to put the brake on there. Alright, well, let's see if we can try to keep them somewhat in reasonable order without totally messing everything up. There we go. Shoot, I'm gonna have one too many to be able to fit in here, aren't I? Yeah, it's not gonna fit. I just pushed it back too far. Alright, we'll just grab these up quick. That's in there. Pin. Number 4, you do crazy thing. No, not really. Definitely not the Loco's fault. Definitely not the game's fault. That was me and tree removal. Totally. Everything else working as intended. Alright, you probably should have put brakes on something other than just the Loco. Hello. There we go. Not the hugest fan of the knuckle coupler pin thing. Alright, where are we at here? That's where we're at. Alright, so that should get clamped. This gonna have to go forward just a touch. Well, if we never crashed, it'd be boring anyway. So, good deal. I think this railroad is almost 100% accurate. For the first run to every place, it's had at least one tree, like right in the way with a little bit of bump. So, but then too, in my defense, I got tons of hours looking for big, huge pine trees. Not really a lot of hours looking for little pine trees like that. So, I guess I can't be too terribly surprised that I've missed a few of them. That's for sure. Though I don't know that that tree was probably big enough to actually derail a train. In the game, I understand. But I'm pretty sure the Loco would have just snapped that one off. I gotta think. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I would think in most cases the tree would have to be somewhat bigger than that for the Loco to not just snap it off. Probably looking into that one too much. Oh, did I really not put a pin in there? How is that possible? Alright, fine. Whatever. The brakes off of that one. Brakes are off of that one. Brakes are off of that one. Which one was not pinned? Everything looks pinned. Maybe that was just me seeing what I wasn't seeing. Sometimes the pins are a pain to see. Alright, let's see. No, we're still not attached somewhere. Alright. There we go. Now we get why it looked like that. That would do it. Alright. For the love of trains. Let's go. Are you kidding me? Why did this stop? What's got a brake on here? Did I leave the brake on in the Loco? Probably. I could probably make my life easier just by setting that brake though. Alright. Ran so many loads already today. Which, there you go. Eventually you gotta have a derailment. Ran the whole day so far without a derailment. So, figures there'd be one now. Alright, are you gonna sit into that stack decent now? Why is this thing puff? Is it this? Yeah, of course it is. Alright, there we go. And now that one brake is still on, but before the Loco starts taking off like crazy, let's switch to that. And we'll get back here, get that off. Now the Loco is going to take off going forward like crazy, but that's okay. This will get us up there. Alright, now we'll come roll it into the stop like nothing ever happened. It'll be fine. This tree better not cause this problem. I remember there's a silly little bush thing in here. Yeah, okay. There we go. Nice. No problem. As you can see, nothing out here yet. This is going to be the first drop of tons, I'm sure. Why are you going so fast? Alright. Just a horrible train control right this minute. I gotta be honest, that's all my fault. There we go. Woohoo, making some money. 75 bucks a car. At least it's gonna be 750 bucks for the whole train, so that's, you know, a positive. Alright. Do that. We don't even need that much. Probably. Alright. That'll get it going. Probably. First, do we have any idea where the switches are going? Ah, one would think I turned it so that it's not running off the end of the track, but we'll find out. Might get a 2-for-1 train wreck today. I don't think so, though. Alright, come on. Yeah, it's Steve 3 with 10 cars. It's funny because we should have got 30. Seems like everything's just dropping double now. Alright, that worked out just fine. Yep, 60 of them. 60 of them, but that means we're getting paid 50% as much as we should. That's the problem. Which in the game now where you don't have tons of trees or anything, I don't think you even get XP from trees anymore, so we have the potential to get half the XP we used to. Not that that's causing that big of a problem. I mean, I'm already up to tier 6 and we're just hitting the ironwork, so it isn't like... I guess I ran a few extra loads, obviously. Picked up a new Loco pretty much for every industry along the way so far. But Probably should have put this out on the holding, but then we're gonna keep running this train. We got a lot of loads to run, so really not a big deal which track it's on. Alright, came through the curve, no problem. Slide it up here just to make sure all this is working. And there we go, you can get a 10 with a caboose on the inside lane, so there we go. And making sure that the industry is not going to let us out. It's going to just keep us going around a donut all day. We'll dip that one, but there we go. Slight little incident there at the end, but, you know, 10 cars, we'll call that a win for sure. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.